Do I run and hug the kid? Do I tell him, this is what I really want to do, is just grab him and say, I'm your father, I love you and I miss you, and and I would have scared the pants off him.
Probably.
Yeah. And he probably would have screamed and yelled, and I probably would have went to jail.
Like me.
Yeah.
After I knocked out the guy next to him.
Well, I was dragged apart at my driveway. My daughter and I were hugging each other, and my ex-husband came and pulled us apart and threw me off the property. She was holding on to me, and I was holding on to her.
Yeah.
So how does your daughter that you have now feel about this whole situation?
Well, she's anxious to see her half-brother and sister. We've been talking about them ever since she's been born.
Right.
Because she's an only child. And, she would really love to see them and really love to let them know, the kind of person I am and who she is, and
right.
And let them know that they have another half. There's another side.
They don't know you.
Yeah. No.
They don't know me.
How did she react after she called out the window?
She was very happy to see Victoria.
Oh, okay.
She was excited that she had got to see her. It was great. And like I say, once we got to my parents' house and the phone rang, well, all hell broke loose.
But you had to have another reaction besides happy, because that's like the greatest moment, one of the big moments in a child's life, going to the prom, like getting married, and you couldn't even go up to her and say you're beautiful or you're...
No, all I could do was gawk. All I could do was gawk. I didn't want to cause a scene, and
But you had to be heartbroken, is what I'm saying. Not to be able to go up and say you're pretty or you look beautiful or whatever.
Not so much that as letting her know that I was there. That I actually was there for her. I saw her.
But it was accidentally.
It was accidentally, but I was there, and she'll never know. She'll never know the feeling that I was there for her.
Yeah.
How proud I was to see her that way.
But she did know you were there after, didn't she? Because...
Well, she knew that. No, because I don't even know if she recognized my truck. But she did recognize my mother that was in my wife's car behind us. We were on the way home from a restaurant, from out eating, and then...
Why do you think you let your wife threw the presents in the garbage?
Oh, so she could build a better defense against me. Build it up. Oh yeah, he's rotten. No, I think she. One person told me she told me that she had told the kids you were on cocaine. You were a cocaine addict, and that's why you didn't come around to see him.
That's what she told them?
Yeah, one time I heard that from a friend. And another friend said, I think she told me that you were dead. When I hadn't seen the friend in about 10 years.
Too.
Yeah, they say that.
Yeah.
So, I think Lisa told me you were dead. So maybe she told the kids I'm dead. And I think my mother had a similar situation with her father, that she would never tell the kids, and I used to say, when you go see Sean or when they come over, tell them I love them and I miss them.
But
and I hope to see, but she would not do that. She didn't want to get involved.
Joanne, is there anything you want to add, like an emotional thing to this story?
Oh, just how I would love to see my grandchildren. How I would love. It goes on, and they don't even know me. I don't know my daughter's wedding was one of the biggest weddings that you can imagine.
Oh, really?
I wasn't even invited. Couldn't even go and see it.
And you didn't sneak over?
No, I didn't sneak over.
How old was she when she got married?
21.
21.
Big church wedding. Unfortunately, her husband is supposed to be a very nice person. And we don't get to know each other. I don't get to know her children, and her children will never get to know me. What their grandparent and their grandmother is really like. Where is she?
It sounds like she has a lot of hate, the way she reacts.
Well, I think 13 is a tender age for teenage girls.
No, I mean tough. When she slammed the door.
Yeah. Well, that when she slams the door in my face and refuses to. The last thing I heard was that even on my deathbed, she doesn't care to even see me.
So, is that what she said? Yeah. What did she say?
She said, even on my deathbed, she doesn't want to see me.
Oh, that's nice.
I know. It's a lot of hate built up.
What?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Just alienation.
You were alienated, and now they don't care.
So you didn't confront your children, so you don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen them.
You don't know what they would say to you.
Yeah, I seriously thought that when Sean turned 18, he'd be over to see me.
That's what everybody thinks.
Oh, I believe it. And keep showing her that I still love her and I'm still here, even if she just sees my face. I still love you, and I've told her, and I yelled through the door, I still love you and I'll always love you, and there's nothing you can ever do about that. Mm-hmm. I yell on the top of my lungs from the front of the door when they got slammed in my face and told to F you. I yelled even louder. I yelled even louder that I love her. I stay positive.
I'm not sure how my kids are gonna. They may do the same thing. They may act the same way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will. Yeah. You never thought about it, did you?
I never really could understand how to make the approach, be honest with you. Even when I met Sean in the store.
Oh,
I mean, so many years had gone by that it was like, how do I break the ice? How do I, without scaring them, without terrifying them? Many a times I drove by the house hoping to catch Sean, coming out the door or walking on the street or, just...
But recently you tried to do something.
Yeah, right.
Paul.
Yeah, right.
Paul and Renee that we had on the other show.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, are your friends.
Yes, they are.
So you asked them to do something. What was that?
Well, Paul hadn't been able to see his daughter, and we found out that she was staying in Fort Lauderdale, where my kids are, just down the road from where my kids live. So we did a little stakeout one morning to get pictures of our own, because everybody wanted to charge, I think it was $1,500 for a picture of his daughter in Florida when she was supposed to be in California. So we went down there before the sun came up, staked our claim right there in front of the apartment, and sure enough, they came out. We got our pictures, and Paul was kind of happy about that because he thought he was going to get somewhere after spending whatever it was, $40,000 on attorneys to find his daughter that he had taken away. But so we got our pictures, and I says, hey, well, I'm going to see my son. He's probably working down here, down the road. And Paul says, oh, I'll go in. I says, yeah, you can give him my business card if he can, if he's there. Just hand him my card and tell him to call me.
Right.
And so Paul goes into the store, and of course the store is this fancy jewelry store. You have to be buzzed in and frisked and everything else just about. But the whole family works there. Her mother, her father, my wife.
So he was able to.
Her sister, my son and daughter, I guess, both worked there.
So.
So he got in, he said he wanted to look at some clocks, some fancy clocks, and he got in, and then he asked for Sean. And he didn't, they said he wasn't, no. He didn't see Sean in the store. So he came out, and he I forgot how he found out he was there, because he was there, but he was in the back room. And he left without giving my card to anyone. He didn't want to give my card to my ex.
So he never got the...
So he never got my card. So Paul left the store. We hopped in the car, and I gave Renee my phone, or she used her own phone. I gave her the Dow's business card there to dial up. She called, and I told her to ask for Sean. And so she was going to ask for Sean and tell Sean that I wanted to see him. And she's a very, real sweet lady and a very tough lady. She'll tell it like it is. She doesn't hold punches. But she called and she asked for Sean Orell. And she just happened to get my wife on the phone.
Oh, dear.
And my wife lit into her, "There's no Sean Orell here. How dare you call? Who is this? Where'd you get this number? How do you know Sean?" Yeah, she was.
Because of the last name was changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Is the daughter's name changed too?
I don't think so. I never got any paper. I never got any paperwork.
He doesn't have any documentation of it.
No documentation.
Nothing.
There was no court order, no notary, anything like that.
I don't understand what he did.
Yeah, I don't either, to be honest with you, and I haven't been able to figure that out. And
wow.
I guess the only way would be to go knock on the door and get thrown in jail, right?
Yeah, you will get thrown in jail.
Yeah, you'll go to jail.
Yeah.
You can't. People think that they can go up to the door where their child is, knock on the door, and ask to see them. If they do that, they'll get arrested for trespassing.
That's right.
You can't do that. You think you can do that because it's your child inside that house, but you cannot do that.
Now you just go up there like I go up there and yell what you have to say, 5 minutes, and then leave in a hurry
and run away.
Comes. And you get arrested again.
That's how far the law has gone.
I love you in there, and I'll always love you, and then you run.
All right. Well, I thought it was a pretty good discussion, and I think a lot came out. When people don't understand how this works and how it builds up over the years, starting slowly and gradually eliminating the parent in the end. I think maybe people have a better idea of what parental alienation is all about. And so now we are the three enemies of these children sitting here. That's what we are now. And so that is parental alienation. Now the psychiatrists are considering it to be a mental condition. So I hope that goes through. They are looking into it as a mental condition. So thank you for listening, and I hope you learned a lot more than you knew before.